This is a presentation from the Supernaut Network.
Joining us now on the show, one of my favorite actors, Sid Haig. Sid, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, Devil's Rejects, funny enough, just celebrated its 10th anniversary. It's kind of hard to believe that it's already been 10 years, and it was a follow-up to the horror film House of a Thousand Corpses. You reprised your role as Captain Spaulding. Now, how did you approach a role like that?
How did I approach it? Very carefully. There's not a whole lot of prep there. I'm crazy. So I work organically. So I have to find that Captain Spaulding character that's inside me that I keep, a lock on and let him out. But I have to make sure at the end of the day I put him back. And that's the way I work. I mean, yeah, inside every person is every personality type. You just have to connect with that and make it happen.
You know what I think what's most remarkable about Captain Spaulding is that he's kind of a likable asshole. How difficult how difficult is it to find that? Yeah.
It's really not difficult. I'll tell you. I found out a long time ago, if I can put humor into something, I can make anything happen. I can be scarier. If I'm funnier, I'm scarier. If I'm funnier, if I say something funny and then something tragic happens, I can make you cry, and on and on and on. But a little bit of humor just sets the stage. That's my crazy way of working.
And now filming Devil's Rejects, it was a brutal shoot, right? It was 30 days, 105-degree heat.
Yeah.
And you were wearing the clown makeup a good portion of the time. So it was just like a vacation.
Yeah. In hell. Yeah. I'm writing the brochure.
Well, I want to know what you think. Rob Zombie has said that Devil's Rejects is and isn't a horror film. And what do you think it is?
I don't think it's a horror film either. I think it's a modern day Western. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, it's very much like The Wild Bunch.
Right.
Horrible things happen, but it's, there's nobody in the rubber suit or any of that stuff. It's just people crazy, sociopaths doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, and the violence seems it's very real in a sense. It's not horror violence. It seems very real. It's a throwback to the 70s, the Sam Peckinpah-like films. It really has this connection to the 70s. Now, was that appeal to you? I mean, you'd already done House of a Thousand Corpses, so you pretty much were going to, I'm guessing, do the follow-up to it. But when you read the script, you said, okay, this is kind of what I like.
When I read the script to
Devil's Rejects, yeah.
I liked it because the characters were more fully developed. It was more real, where at times House of a Thousand Corpses got a little zany and cartoony. All the bright lights and the split screen stuff and all that business. The thing that was interesting about shooting The Devil's Rejects is that at no time was the camera ever locked off. Every shot in the film was handheld, even on the crane. The guy sat in the chair holding the camera. That's why it has, if you look at it, it has just the slightest little bit of movement to it. And I think that is something that subconsciously kind of puts people on edge a little bit. They don't realize what's happening, but they know something's going on. It's not right.
Nice. The rumor we've heard is that Rob Zombie was telling the actors this was not a sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. Can you shed some light on that one?
I never heard that from him, but I have heard, like people that were new to the family, if you will, like Ken Forey and Leslie Easterbrook and William Forsythe and all those people. I heard from them that, he said that this is not a sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses. So don't even worry about watching House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't want you going there.
What did he tell you about it?
He didn't tell me anything.
He said, I got a job.
He said put on the clothes, learn the words, don't trip over the furniture, let's go.
That's a good director right there.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of good directors, though, I mean, you've worked with a lot of great ones. George Lucas, Quentin Tarantino, Jack Hill in several films. Now, when you worked on House of a Thousand Corpses, it was Rob Zombie's first film, so I'm sure that it wasn't as smooth as Devil's Rejects. What was the difference between working with him on House of a Thousand Corpses and working with him on Devil's Rejects?
Well, on House of a Thousand Corpses, he had a great team working with him. So he had the confidence that he could say, what I want is XYZ. And his crew would give it to him. And then he'd go, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay. In the Devil's Rejects, he now had gone through all of that process. And so he could now expound more on exactly what it was that he wanted.
So a little bit more confidence in what he was saying on the set.
A lot more confidence, yeah. And he had great confidence in House of a Thousand Corpses because he knew he had put together a good team, or the Universal Studios had put a good team together for him, and he trusted him, and that's part of what makes a good director is trusting the people that you're working with.
Nice. There's been some discussion out there too about whether or not Otis is Captain Spaulding's legitimate stepson or not. And we don't have to get into all the mythology of it. I just want to know, in your mind, what was Otis to Captain Spaulding?
It's not even in my mind. Rob, people, you get on the internet, people read what they want to read. They have like selective reading.
Yeah.
He actually had a biography for each of the characters. Otis is not my son. He and I met up at jail. And when we got released, we attempted a few failed bank robberies and hid out at the Firefly Ranch. And I decided to move on, and he decided to stay and become the patriarch of the family. Okay, as you can see that in House of a Thousand Corpses. But no relation.
Cool.
Baby, on the other hand, is my daughter.
So Captain Spaulding doesn't wear a condom.
No.
Okay.
No. He uses them in like rubber band fights or something.
He has a shelf full of them. He doesn't use them. He just kind of, it puts the women at ease. It's like, I got a shelf of them. Don't worry.
It's like, well, there's a hole at one end. Let me put a hole at the other.
Now, I mean, clowns can be pretty scary, and I have to say that you've created another scary clown image. It's in my head forever, so thank you for that. Did you ever put on the clown makeup, either on the set or in your regular life, to kind of, play a trick on someone, scare them?
No, never. The thing that was funny, okay, they had the House of a Thousand Corpses maze at Universal Studios. And Rob and Sherry and my wife Susie and I were the first 4 people in. And the guy playing Spaulding jumped out to scare us, okay? Took one look at me and went, holy shit, jumped back. So I don't need makeup. I'm just scary.
I need a little life advice here, just in case. If a murderous clown tells me I need to come up with a good reason to hate clowns, what should I say?
Well, that's the first time anybody's ever asked me that. It's like, say something, because the thing that makes clowns freaky to people is that they don't talk. And they think they're funny. But at the end of the day, somebody always gets hurt. They get a pie in the face, they get a spritz of seltzer water, something happens to someone. And they're weird looking. I did the Hadi Shrine Circus in Evansville, Indiana, which is like the biggest circus in the country because it's the last one. While everybody else is cooling their heels in winter quarters, they have a circus in Evansville over the Thanksgiving weekend. And it was crazy because I was backstage and I was in makeup for Jason of Star Command, not Captain Spaulding. Okay. And somebody hollered chimps, and all of the clowns started ducking behind garbage cans and fillers and diving into doorways and whatnot. And I said, "What's up with that?" They said, "Well, chimps hate clowns and they try to take their face off." So I said, "Oh, cool." Yeah, that was an interesting experience doing the circus. I did it 3 years in a row, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's it. It's really cool.
I liked it so well, I just stayed.
They didn't pay you. You just kind of stuck around, and
I stuck around. I worked for hot dogs. It's okay.
Now, one thing you do is you do a lot of these horror conventions. You have fun at those? Something that you enjoy doing?
Absolutely, I have a ball. The fans are great. There are no greater fans in the world than horror film fans. Okay, a lot of people don't get that. I get it. I understand. They buy the tickets, they buy the DVDs, they buy the soundtracks, they buy the T-shirts, the sweatshirts, the posters, the everything, and they put food on our table, and I respect that. And so when somebody comes to my table, it's joke time. We have a great time together, and I have to show my appreciation for what it is that they do.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Well, we really appreciate your time today, Sid. It was really great, and wish you the best of luck in any future films that you're up to, and in your conventions. It's great that you kind of give back to the fans. That's really awesome.
Gotcha.
Take care, Sid. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. It's kind of weird because I'm in the post office. And I've done interviews in crazier places.